You know that feeling when everyone is picking teams and you're standing there, waiting, hoping, and somehow you're always the last one picked, or worse, not picked at all. Most people think that's just a childhood memory, something you laugh about later. But here's what nobody tells you. That moment, and every moment like it, rewired something deep inside your brain. And if nobody ever truly chose you, not your parents, not your friends, not the people you loved most, the effects don't just disappear when you grow up, they follow you, quietly, into every room you walk into, every relationship you try to build, every time someone gets close. Today we're going into the psychology of people who were never chosen. And if this is you, you're about to understand why you feel the way you do in a way nobody ever explained before. Block 1. What not being chosen really means first. Let's be clear about what being chosen actually means. It's not just about romance. It's not just about friendships. Being chosen means someone looked at you, all of you, and decided you were worth staying for. It means a parent who showed up consistently, a friend who picked up the phone, someone who fought for you when leaving would have been easier. And for some people, that experience never came. Not really. Maybe parents were physically present, but emotionally completely absent. Maybe friendships always felt one-sided. Maybe every relationship ended with them being left behind. Psychologists have a term for the wound this creates. They call it chronic rejection sensitivity, a state where the brain becomes hypervigilant to any sign of being unwanted, even when no real threat exists. Research from Columbia University found that people with high rejection sensitivity process social rejection in the same area of the brain that processes physical pain. Let that sink in. Being unchosen doesn't just hurt emotionally. To your brain, it registers like being physically wounded, every single time. Block 2. What it does to you. Here's where it gets complicated. When nobody chooses you consistently, your brain doesn't just feel sad about it. It starts making decisions based on it. It starts building what psychologists call a core schema, a fundamental belief about yourself and your place in the world. And that schema says one devastating thing: I am not someone worth choosing. Once that belief takes root, it shapes everything. You start shrinking yourself in social situations, not because you're shy, because you've learned that being fully seen leads to being rejected. So you show people a smaller, safer version of yourself. You start overgiving in relationships, doing more than your share, being more available than anyone should have to be, working constantly to earn what other people seem to receive freely. Because somewhere deep down, you believe you have to earn being chosen, that it won't just happen naturally, that you're not the kind of person someone chooses just because. And the devastating irony, the more you overgive and shrink and perform, the more you attract people who take you for granted. Because you've shown them from the beginning that you don't expect to be chosen. Block 3. The hidden behaviors. Here's what this looks like in real life. And some of these might surprise you. People who were never chosen often become the most reliable people you'll ever meet. They show up for everyone. They remember details. They follow through. But here's the painful truth behind that reliability. It's not always generosity. Sometimes it's strategy. An unconscious belief that if they become indispensable, people won't leave. They also struggle deeply with receiving. Compliments make them uncomfortable. Gifts feel suspicious. Someone being genuinely kind triggers anxiety instead of gratitude, because their nervous system learned that good things don't last, that kindness comes with conditions, that being chosen today means being abandoned tomorrow. They become masters of self-sufficiency, not because they don't need people, but because needing people and not having them show up was too painful to repeat. And perhaps most heartbreaking of all, they often can't recognize when they are being chosen. When someone genuinely wants them, their brain doesn't believe it. It looks for the catch, waits for the rejection, self-sabotages the very connection it desperately wants, because being chosen feels so foreign, so unfamiliar, that it registers as dangerous rather than safe. Block 4. The dark cost. Here's what years of not being chosen does to a person psychologically. It creates what researchers call an anxious attachment style, where relationships feel like walking on glass, always waiting for something to shatter, always scanning for signs of rejection, never fully relaxing into being loved. Studies published in the Journal of Personality show that people with chronic rejection sensitivity report significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, and emotional dysregulation than those with secure attachment. But here's the part that nobody talks about. It doesn't just affect how they receive love, it affects how they see themselves when nobody is watching. In quiet moments, when there's no distraction, no task to complete, no person to help, the thought creeps in. What if the reason nobody chose me is because there's something fundamentally wrong with me? That thought is a lie, but it's a lie that feels like absolute truth when you've spent years collecting evidence for it. And the cruelest part? They often choose people who will confirm that belief. Not consciously, but the familiar feeling of being not quite chosen feels safer than the terrifying unfamiliarity of being truly loved. Block 5. The reframe. But here's what I need you to understand. And please actually hear this. Not being chosen had nothing to do with your worth. Children don't get chosen or unchosen based on their value. They get chosen based on the capacity of the adults around them. And most adults who failed to choose their children were themselves never properly chosen. The wound gets passed down until someone decides to heal it. And here's what the research actually shows about healing rejection sensitivity. It's not about becoming someone different. It's not about lowering your standards or needing less. It's about slowly, carefully learning to choose yourself. Not in a motivational poster kind of way, in a real practical way. Noticing when you're shrinking and choosing not to. Staying in the room when you want to disappear. Letting someone's kindness land instead of deflecting it. And finding even one person who chooses you consistently. Not perfectly, consistently. Because your nervous system needs evidence, new evidence, that the old story isn't the only story. You were never unchosen because you were unworthy. You were unchosen by people who didn't know how to choose anyone, and that is a grief worth feeling, and a truth worth keeping. People who were never chosen carry something invisible everywhere they go. A quiet wondering, am I enough? Will they stay? Is this real? They learn to need less, ask for less, expect less. Not because they wanted less, but because wanting more and not getting it was the most painful thing they ever experienced. If this is you, you're not too much. You're not too sensitive. You're not fundamentally unlovable. You are someone who needed to be chosen and wasn't. And your mind adapted to survive that. But surviving and living are two very different things, and you deserve to actually live. Subscribe if this channel speaks to the parts of you that don't have words yet. And the next video goes even deeper into the hidden wounds most people carry without ever understanding where they came from. Click it. It was made for you.